Hello, and welcome to the Mercury Retrograde live that we're doing. Hello to people that are just joining us now. What we're going to do is I really just want to help, I guess, with the energies of Mercury retrograde can be quite intense. So I just want to help give people a bit of a buffer looking into each of the signs to see what we can do or what possibly might come up to help sort of like lessen the reaction of Mercury retrograde. So I do notice for those of you that are sensitive, empathic, or quite psychic, that you tend to feel Mercury retrograde about 2 weeks before it hits. So if there's those of you out there that have already been feeling like you've been hit by this wall or this energy wave, or feeling the need to kind of hide under the covers, then this is probably you that I'm talking to. So what we will do is let's get an overall read for what this Mercury period feels like. So it is from, let me just double check. I'm pretty sure it was May 29th to June 22nd. Yep, so May 29th, which is coming up shortly. So for those of you who might already be feeling it, and we will do a general look. So please say hello if you're watching, share with friends as well, especially if we're about to talk about their sign. Right, so let's get an overall collective look, and we'll get the Psychic Tarot as well. So thank you to those that are staying up late, different parts of the world and watching. So for the collective, the feel that we've got, they're telling me to pick 3 cards to do with this. Okay. And we will also pick the other cards. So I'm just going to flip this deck. So we have patience, we have stand your ground, and we have base chakra. So the energy with these, we can see here, this is about seed planting. So we all know that seeds don't come up necessarily overnight when we plant them. We need to give them time. We need to give them attention. We need to give them love. We can see here there's a shamanic point of view from this as well. And I feel that this is because we have Gemini's influence with this Mercury retrograde. Oh, and I just saw 222. So this could also be to do with love. It can be to do with feeling in two minds about things coming up for the collective. I also feel that for some of you, this is around your passion. So it's two minds about everything at the moment. The other thing that we have is stand your ground. So we can see here the planetary influence being quite great in comparison to the person in this card. So really looking into your own personal astrology and how this could be influencing. If we look at your own personal astrology and we look at the readings that we're doing today, not only for the collective, but for each individual sign, it can give us a little bit of a template to look at how we navigate with this, because we don't want to go through rough waters without a navigation, because we can get lost, we can spiral around, get sucked into that whirlpool energy. So we have base chakra. So for a lot of you, this Mercury retrograde will be interrupting things or bringing things up on a very physical level. Now, with Mercury energy as well, and the way that Mercury retrograde works is it sort of will go backwards. So currently we have, the planet still going forward. What happens 2 weeks before we go into that, so we're in the shadow aspect of it now, we start to feel the Mercury energy start to bubble up and come to the surface. So this is a really good time to reflect on things. We need to be careful around communication with this. There's a lot of ex-partners that return in Mercury retrograde. We need to sort of hold our tongue in terms of things when it comes to relationships or when it comes to things at work. A lot of electrical issues can occur. We need to be careful about signing contracts, agreements, just being careful in general. Double check things. Have you got your keys, your phone, your wallet before you leave somewhere? Just looking into all of these things. So that is the general read with that set of cards. But base chakra for me is all about like survival. It's about passion. It's about sex. It's about relationships on a very physical sense. And sometimes it might even be in a monetary sense. It might even be in connection to do with your work. Hello, for those of you just joining us. Let me just give it a shuffle and we'll see what else we have coming up for the collective with these other cards. Okay, so for those of you that watch me regularly, you know that these are the ones that we read face down. So you'll see me picking them. Okay. And as you can see, I have them face down. So what we'll do is look into this. Please do share. Remember to like and subscribe because it lets me know that you like these, and then I get to do them a little bit more often. Just gives me that little prompt that I need to put them out there. So the first thing that I'm being shown is really interesting because we have the base level of patience, stand your ground, and base chakra to do with what's happening over this Mercury retrograde period. I should also say that the Mercury retrograde period extends for 2 weeks after it actually comes to that standstill and stop. So it might feel like things are on pause, which can be really irritating and frustrating. And especially because Mercury really affects our mind. It's very, we talk about mercurial thoughts and things. So there might be a lot of overthinking. So doing things to switch off for the overthinking. And I'm getting shown, it must be the Gemini influence with this because I'm seeing almost like a split between the physical. It's like living or existing in two different worlds. Now, this can also be to do with the anchoring of ascension energies, but this feels different. It feels like on one side of things, it's almost like wanting something on a physical level, but then on the spiritual side, it's wanting something almost totally different. They're giving me the word unique as well, which is very interesting. So let's flip in a sec. I'll just see if there's anything else. All right, so I'm seeing a lot of gold. I'm seeing a lot of bubbles. And I'm feeling a collection of these. It feels like a collection of thoughts. It's appearing on, when I look at it, as though I'm looking at it as a picture, it's appearing on the left-hand side. If I'm looking at it, it looks like that person's other left-hand side. So this is different things that they're giving me the word ruminate, may have been bubbling to the surface over the last 7 to 8 months, might be coming up now. So if we have a look 7 to 8 months ago, which I guess is sort of like towards the end of last year, have a look at like what was your mindset, what was going on for you, was there anything that you were dwelling on around that period of time? So let's have a look. The other thing that I'm seeing with this central card, the one in the middle, is a lot of green. So I feel for a lot of you, this is heart chakra stuff. And I'm actually getting, in a shamanic point of view, it feels like a heart chakra tap is the word that they're giving me. It feels like almost like a sonic boom tapping wake up from spirit into the heart chakra. So there might be some of these issues coming up. The other thing that I'm seeing it come up to do with is healing. So use this period of Mercury retrograde time as healing. So look into how can you personally heal things rather than just numb, rather than just sort of like desensitized from it. Hello, Felicia. Hi, Freya. Hi, Jenny. Okay, let's flip these cards. All right, so this is pretty much Mercury retrograde energy that we've got here. We've got a 5 of Swords, which to me is that mind energy. It's that very Mercury type mind. With this, we also have Venus with this. So that's that love energy that we were talking about. There is an Aquarian energy too. That Spirit is asking to go to the deeper part of the knowledge with this. And we can see those two different mindsets or those two different worlds that we talked about with this. So this is almost like spirit over materialism. This is that ascension energy that I was talking about, those two different planes or those two different dimensions. So yeah, this is almost like a change of mind or a change of what we want. It's like what we had towards the end of last year or those 8 months ago that they were talking about, whether it's no longer relevant or whether you've changed or whether different things have come about. I feel that this is asking you to reevaluate. And this is on a collective level, remember, because we're doing the reading. We will do individual signs, but this is on a collective level, what's coming up. There's almost like looking at spiritual dominance taking precedence over the physical dimension or physical plane, or how can we inject spirit energy into the materialistic side of things. Now, with this, I do feel that it is on a cellular level as well. So not just on a spiritual level, this is about upgrading our DNA. This is about upgrading our energy systems. It's about upgrading our mindsets. What can we do to upgrade the mindset? Because the energy that we're currently getting is the card of failure. Now, this is on a collective level. There is so much potential that we have as humanity. Now, to me, this always appears as a little nest. And we can see here that we have Saturn energy and we had Taurus. So with the Saturn energy, this is all about constriction. It's all about it's a very governmental type energy, the Saturn energy, and it's all about following rules, following regulations, and having to do things by the book. Now, what I'm feeling with this Mercury retrograde is feeling in two minds about this. So it might be feeling like you want to break free, but having to have the foresight to go, is this the best decision for the now, or is there something more to gain from this experience? Should I possibly, keep things a bit more insular, a bit more internal until this Mercury retrograde period passes, which will be on the 22nd of June, but remembering we have shadow periods. So you might still be feeling the shadow effects of Mercury retrograde for 2 weeks after this period. Now, what's interesting is with this card, the Seven of Discs, is this is something that's not working out on a physical level, it feels like to me. With this Taurus energy too, for me, Taurus energy, it's sometimes slow moving, it's sometimes stubborn, it's sometimes coming into realization after the fact. Now, we do have Princess of Wands, so this is a fight on a spiritual level. This is, hearing crows in the background as we're talking about this. But with this card as well, we can see that there's an inner conflict going on with this Princess of Wands. To me, in this particular spread, the way that she's appearing, it feels almost as if it's our fears and our sense of who we are in the world, and we're in our mind too much about it. Now, the wand represents that spiritual side of things. The tiger, and this is an Aries energy as well, which is like that kickstart of fire energy, the start of the zodiac. Now, what we see with this is the tiger is pulling her down into whether it's the underworld, whether it's kind of like the Hades energy, and his tail is around her neck. So this is about speaking up. It's about speaking your spiritual truth. What feels right to you? Where does it feel that you want to strive? Where does it feel that you want to head towards? Because I feel that this card, Princess of Wands, ultimately at the end of the day wants to be the Queen of Wands. So she needs to overcome her fears. So let's get some clarifying cards just out of my other deck for this, because I feel that this is probably like the most important out of all of these. Now, it does speak about learning lessons around the heart coming up in this card. There is a Christ consciousness rose aspect to it on the altar with Aries. So always keeping that love for self in the heart, keeping that burning. Do not sort of like go down into the dark depths. So doing things that are very nurturing. So at this moment with the current Mercury retrograde period, I've been doing a lot of floating, a lot of infrared saunas, a lot of meditation. It just feels essential in order to just slide through this period of time. So let's have a look at these cards. These ones I read differently. So yeah, we have, when we really start to pay attention to, I'm just checking I've got my cards up the right way. So when we pay attention to what it is that we overcoming in regards to this Princess of Wands, we're overcoming hard times, we're overcoming spiritual conflict, and we're overcoming, or perhaps these were all in reverse, by the way. So we have the Five of Pentacles. So letting go of some of the things that may have kept you feeling stuck. So some of these things may have kept you feeling stuck, or may have felt almost on a financial level too, feeling that like you're in this holding place. And this is about fear holding you back too. It almost feels like a spiritual lesson to me with this Princess of Wands. What can you do to jump forward and excel on not only a spiritual level, but a financial, monetary level as well, is what I'm seeing with this situation. And we have Seven of Swords. So we can see here, now this is in reverse. Now, I feel that this, to me, in this particular spread, connected with like I feel it's almost like spirit and physical again. When I look at the energy of these cards and I look at how they're coming out together, I feel that there's the two stories running at once. Now, this might be that Gemini Mercury retrograde energy, whether there's like two stories running at once. Go to the center, go to the heart, go to that middle place of where your soul resides. Now, we had Page of Cups come out in reverse as well. So it might feel like things are on a standstill. It might be like there's nothing new to offer at the moment. And I'm just hearing Spirit say the word shedding. there's like this shedding of things that no longer serve you, things that are no longer needed. So look at what you possibly need to shed in order to build the future that you need to build. And I'm feeling that this is on a spiritual level as well, is what they're showing me in regards to this. Let me just shuffle these cards again. Got a mixture of cards here. And the affirmation for this period of time, because I got these cute little affirmation cards. Oops, we had two fall out. Okay. One I picked and one spirit threw out of this. So the one that I picked is the card of notice. And let me just see. What does not feel right in your heart, do less of that. What lights up your soul, do more of that. Now, remember, we were just saying literally about there feeling two different things, or, you know, the mental side of things and the spiritual, or the mental and the heart. Now, this is exactly the message that we were talking about. So this is really to go to things. So I'll read this again. It says, notice what doesn't feel right in your heart, do less of that. What lights up your soul, do more of that. So really good connection with the message that Spirit is giving us. Now, the one that Spirit threw out is the Destiny card. It says, blow your deadly winds, light some fires, release some waves, shake things up, break things down. This is exactly what we're talking about. It's like the breakdown of things and the purging and the shedding of things so that you can really tap in on a deeper level to who it is that you are and to what it is that you're supposed to be doing in the world. So really important. Let's pop these cards back and we'll get into starting to read for the general signs. So if you have just joined us now, highly recommend after you've watched this and to go take your friends that are into astrology, go take your friends that are into readings. I also have readings available on my website, although I am booked out currently till around the end of July, going into August. So it's quite hard to get a reading with me at the moment. But yeah, I do half-hour readings, 1 hour, 2 hours. The 2 hours are probably the most popular because we can really look at what's affecting, what's impacting in all different areas of life, and how can we quantum jump to the best and highest possible outcome or situation, and really start to pull in and create the reality of what we desire. So let's have a look. We're going to be reading first off for Capricorn. And let me see. So we've got this one. So just tagging any Capricorns or sending this to any Capricorns that you know. You can also check in for your sun, moon, and rising and your Venus energy as well. So let's see what we've got. All right. Okay, so we've got the Sagittarius. We'll flip that first. So for Capricorn, I'm getting the card of hope. So what I feel for you with this Mercury retrograde is actually kind of opposite to what Mercury retrograde is bringing up in a lot of you at the moment. The other thing that I'm getting told is to hold this piece of amethyst in regards to Capricorn energy. In fact, they want to pop this on the card. So what you can see is this sun energy, this almost like solar nature to this being that we can see, quite special. So I'm going to pop that on the center there. Now, what I see with this is it's almost like there's illumination coming from the depths of the soul or the darkness. Now, I feel that you've been working really, really hard on yourself, Capricorn, over the last 5 to 6 months. This is the energy that I'm getting to that comes with this. So let me also just see what else we're getting. The other thing that I'm getting come in is I'm getting spirit communication come in for some of the Capricorns. So what this might also represent is a little bit of a feeling of being guided by the divine, or being guided by higher self, being guided by your spirit guides. There is this kind of energy, and I'm hearing the words from spirit going, we've got your back. So let's feel it into these other cards. There's like this centered nature when I start to tune into, even just look into the cards when I put my hand over it. There's this very centered, aligned energy. It's like being the eye of the center of the storm for Capricorn at the moment. Please, if you're a Capricorn, let me know if this is what you're experiencing, what you're feeling. I'm going to flip these cards. Yeah, it's like you guys already did the work. You've already had that transformation. You've already had that death leading into this, because this card represents the past. We can see that there's the phoenix rising from the top of this card, just above this death figure here as well. So you've done the Scorpio, you've done the deep dive into the soul, you've done that shadow work, and now you're sort of tapping more into this golden energy that we see in the card of abundance. You're really starting to build something for yourself. Now, others might be, I'm getting this image of sort of like trying to pull at you or claw at you and slow you down. Do not slow down for anyone, is the message that I feel with this. The other one that we have going towards the future is really having to look outside the box or look outside the dimension. We have the Hanged Man. Now, to me, this is that saying that Einstein talks about: we can't solve a problem at the level of which it was created. So this is really interesting. This also talks about going within. This to me feels like being pregnant with knowledge, or being pregnant with this kind of knowing. But really, with this abundance card as well, is just stay. The word they're giving me is like stay on your marker. I'm just going to pick some cards to clarify this. Hey, Haley. Hey, Oliver. Thanks for joining us over here, guys, and Samantha. Okay. So clarification cards. I feel this is clarifying around this abundance hangman. I feel like the death part, that is just sort of saying it's like done and dusted. There might still be a few Capricorns going through it. So let's flip these cards, see what we've got. Yeah, this is interesting. So you know how I said that there's the done and dusted energy to do with this death card? We have the 9 of Cups come out in reverse. So something that you may have been building or like working on or trying to strive towards. Now, I feel that this is sort of like the end of struggle and different things as well. With this coming out in reverse, I feel that it is representing possibly of letting go of something that you may have been working towards and it just didn't feel right anymore. So I just feel to not dwell, to not kind of ruminate on that stagnant energy. The other one that we have is Page of Wands. So this might be connected to do, well, I feel it is connected to do with this abundance card in this situation. So I feel that this is listening to spirit. This is listening to higher self in this situation, really taking heed from the messages that you get from your heart, from spirit guide. There is a Lovers come out in reverse, and we can sort of see in this Lovers energy that they're not quite together just yet. There is something keeping them apart, which is interesting. So they may have felt a little bit like that. There is a bit of a Temperance type energy with it, or a bit of a Two Minds type energy coming up to do with this. So for you Capricorns, because I feel that you're ahead of the game in this situation, things might be coming more into clarity around that Lovers energy. You might be looking at something from a different point of view. So it might be that, say, for example, usually you would go for like a certain personality type, or you would go for a certain type of thing that you were attracted for. I feel that you are starting to formulate new ideas, new inspirations about who you are in the world. And I feel that the outside world is starting to reflect that, and it's starting to show up for you. So I feel that this is a very exciting time. Your affirmation card that we've got, which is telling me straight to go to the bottom of the deck, is the card of surrender. You manifest what you're ready for. That doesn't mean that it isn't right for you. It could just mean that it isn't right for you right now. So I feel that this really resonates with the rest of your reading. So there is sort of like that sense of surrendering and really not taking on other people's opinions, point of view at the moment. So I hope that that helped my beautiful Capricorns. And let's read for Taurus. Okay, I'll just pop these cards back in. So please tag, share with any Tauruses that you know. Hey, Phil. Hey, Joshua. All right. So with the Taurus energy, remember we read for Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. You guys in the States and Canada call it rising. And also looking at Taurus if that's your Venus sign as well. You also might be cross-watching for someone else that you have on your mind or in your heart. So let's have a look for beautiful Tauruses. Now they're telling me to pick very clearly, they're saying 2 cards out of the Psychic Tarot for Taurus. Hey, Carrie, good to see you over here. All right, so let's see what we have for Taurus. Oh, this is really interesting. When I just shuffled then, what I felt for Taurus was really going into the heart. And I feel like there's a deeper sense of getting to know who you are on a heart level at the moment. And we'll keep going with the reading, but there's an interesting energy shift or change that I'm feeling with Taurus. No, you haven't missed Aquarius yet. We're just on Capricorn and we're up to Taurus. So let's flip these Psychic Tarot. This is interesting. So from Taurus, we have material harvest come out in reverse with power. So what we're getting shown with this particular situation for Taurus at the moment is I don't feel that, for Taurus, they have Venus, they have a liking for finer things in life as their natural natal sun energy. With this, I feel that there's a letting go of things. These things don't necessarily bring deeper happiness. They don't necessarily bring what it is that our souls are here to experience. So it's a sense of trying to find that power, almost being in two minds. And I feel that this Mercury retrograde energy will really be reflecting and bringing this up. Where have I found satisfaction in the past is the energy that I'm hearing Spirit say. So let's have a look. I'm hearing Spirit say it's about going higher, not harder. So it's really a vibrational shift, a vibrational upgrade. So what we're getting for these other ones, there's literally an energetic buzz when I put my hand over these cards. So let's see what we have. For some of my beautiful Tauruses, you might also be working on psychic development at this particular time of going in. You might be getting some oracle cards. Hi, Lavender. You might be doing... I'm just getting what Spirit's saying. So you might be doing some like psychic investigation or ESP training, different things like this. It's like trying to tap into these higher messages is what I'm getting for some of the Tauruses at the moment. So the other thing that I'm seeing and hearing is Spirit say transformation. It's like this sun energy coming in. So let's flip you and see what we have. Yeah, I can see this. For some of you, there's really this higher virtue energy that's coming in, looking into higher ideals, looking into how can I bring myself in alignment with my soul purpose, with spirit. And when I do, this is others coming to join the party. So we can see these wands line up. This is about spiritual growth. This is about your connection to source. There's the sun energy that we also saw connected at the top. This is you finding your confidence in your connection to source. This is not about having to search outside yourself. It's coming from the heart. You're emanating a lot of magnetism at the moment for many of the Taurus out there. The other energy that we have is the Aeon card, which is transformation. And we heard Spirit say there's a transformation because they showed me that sun energy. So two confirmations for what Spirit said. And then when we flip the cards, we see that. So the way that I read is very different from a lot of other readers because I really love to tune into the messages Spirit is giving us. We really just do the cards for confirmation for our human mind and for our physical self, because when we see what Spirit has said with our own eyes, it really helps us to take this on, to go deeper, to pay attention to the signs and messages. So we can see here that there's this inner energies that you're working on, Taurus. This is really looking at mind, body, spirit aspects. This is about going in and connecting in that womb space, connecting in being that divine creator, asking God or the goddess or the universe for the things that you desire. This is leading to it's interesting because we had material harvest come up in reverse. But what's happening is when you tap into this spirit, it's actually leading to more financial abundance and to more things going your way on a physical level. So we can see that Spirit is behind this. See the purple in the background? So really interesting card. It has a Virgo energy to it. So they might be needing to take on and adapt to a new methodical way of doing things or to become organized, to set aside this period of time for yourself. So let's give a clarification around this. Okay. Just giving me a few cards. And we've got 3 cards. We'll flip these ones over. Yeah, and so, oops, another one on the floor. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so we have this card the Nine of Swords. Now, this has come out in reverse. So I feel that if there has been a period of like something on your mind or something like burdening you, that this is releasing it. And we've got the Five of Pentacles. This also came out in reverse. So this is like what we had for Capricorn. It's the releasing of this kind of stuck nature, or this feeling of being trapped. So I'm seeing the energy of Mercury come in, and it's coming in to shake things up, to release what's no longer needed. So really, really, it might feel almost a little bit of a Kali energy. And what I mean by that is that beautiful Indian goddess Kali, that she comes in sometimes to remove things as a good mother would, to shake things up. So she might remove, purge, release things from your life that are no longer for you there for your best and highest good. So sometimes it can feel hard, but feeling okay when you release this energy, what is it that is appearing in that spotlight? Because we have Ace of Swords. This is something new coming from the hand of God, the universe. This is something coming in, a new idea or a new way of being in the world. So really exciting. Let's pick you an affirmation card and put these other ones away. Also, I'm not sure if some of my beautiful Tauruses may be dealing with head congestion or headaches at the moment. I'm also feeling a little bit of that for you. Oh, this is interesting. So we have the card of Nourish. So this might be just connected to what they were just telling me in regards to like headaches and congestion things. It says, examine what areas of your life have been neglected. What can you do today to bring more self-care to these areas? And I feel that that's what they were just talking about with this heady type feeling, is, you know, really looking into what can you do, how can you look after, how can you nurture yourself. So we will be reading for Virgo. So please share with any beautiful Virgos out there, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Rising, and Venus. Okay, shuffling my cards again, clearing these decks. Oh, just had some interesting cards jump up. There was a bit of the Emperor card and the Star come out just before. Okay, so for Virgo, also, I will be going back, possibly not till a lot later tonight, because I like to have a break after I've done readings, but I'll be putting timestamps too. So if you have missed it, you'll be able to go back in and read all of your individual signs if you've missed any of them. So let's see. Okay, Virgo, what do I need to know for Virgo with this Mercury retrograde period? Okay, so in the Psychic Tarot, the message that we have is harmony. So with this beautiful one, this might represent something connected around love. I feel that it's almost, I'm seeing this energy come in and shake up the footing for Virgo. Now, what I mean by this is I'm seeing someone stand literally on a planet and Mercury is coming in and shaking things up. But I feel that it's to establish more harmony. It may feel temporarily like a shake-up, but I feel that it's to bring more harmony is the energy that I get with this. Now, they're guiding me to these beautiful yellow flowers in the background. It kind of looks almost like a jasmine or even a wattle with the glow that it has. So for me, with this yellow coming in, it's like this inner sun energy. There's an inner transformation happening in a spiritual sense. There's a lot of heart chakra energy. Oh, hey, Ben, you're making a barbecue. Hope your family as well. Yeah, so I feel that there's this sense of higher connection on a spiritual level. It's almost like the humanness getting out the way so that the souls can make deeper sense of things is the energy that I feel with this. So it feels like a really beautiful card. So the energy I get when I look into my upside down cards is I'm seeing blue come in. I'm also being shown a whale connected. Okay, I'm just asking Spirit for the message of what is this whale? This whale represents this deeper wisdom, this connected almost like sonar sonically to the environment and the world around us. The other thing that I'm being shown by the whale and what Spirit is saying with the messengers of the whale too is it's almost like knowing and connected to their ancestors. They're connected to the consciousness grid as well. And they're talking about tapping into the deeper parts of yourself that reside almost like this nature. So let's flip these cards. Yeah, we have the card of valor. We have the card of cruelty, and we have the Lovers card come up, connected to do with this. So the card of valor is about releasing things. This is about releasing things that may feel like an illusion. This may even be what we talked about before, to do with the collective reading, looking at what's physical, what is spiritual, and looking at this shedding type energy that we have to do with this. This is Mars and this is Leo energy. So for some of my Virgos, you may also be dealing with a Leo or other signs that are connected with Mars. What it's asking you to do is, there's a lesson with this. This is asking you to stand strong and straight and true to yourself. So we can see here that other things that are not in alignment with this will fall away. Anything that is a match to this and to who you are will stay, is what I see with this. This is definitely a spiritual lesson, but in the present moment may feel like a lesson on the mind. Hey Ray, beautiful to see you over here. Sending you lots of love. So yeah, here we have Mars and Gemini come in. So it does feel like this Mercury retrograde period is a doozy for some of my Virgos out there. Some of you may also be feeling it. What they're showing me is I'm seeing spirit rock my body back and forth with this. It almost feels like I'm a pendulum, but they're just talking about ground, be on the earth, really connect into that earth element that you have, Virgo. Then when we head towards future, and I will clarify this present card. Actually, let's do that now. They're just telling me clarify. All right. Just getting a message, like a download coming in. Okay, they're telling me it's almost like to look to the air. It's like feet on the ground, but look to the air, look to the mind. So it's like keep your feet grounded while you're in this deeper inner thought process happening at the moment. So I hope that makes sense to some of my Virgos out there. Let's flip these cards. Hi, Kate. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. There's almost like a self-imprisonment happening to do with the mind. There's a lesson in this. It's like when you keep your feet on the ground and you're able to reflect on things on a mental level, it's almost releasing yourself from this state of imprisonment and changing your ideas and concepts around what you think is, how do I say this in the English? Because they're showing me feelings and words. It's like changing your idea around the way that things are happening around you. So we have this Eight of Swords, but it's in reverse. There's something Spirit is bringing in. Sometimes when I get these cards in reverse, I feel that it's Spirit giving us the gift of something. So it's almost like Spirit is stepping in to release us from this bondage, to release us from this prison of the mind, to help to show and to reveal things. And we have a foot in the water and a foot on the earth. So really interesting energy. There is also the energy of the Six of Pentacles. So this is about starting to get somewhere on the earth. This is about starting to possibly get somewhere financially. This might be about someone coming in to offer like advice or to offer to guide or to show you the way. I also am getting a message from Spirit, though, to make sure that it's fair. So really, really, for Virgos, be careful if there is a contract agreement or a signing of something that you're about to do, to make sure that it's being fair, because we can also see that this nobleman in this card too possibly has a lot to give. Now, with this red long scarf that he has, or this almost like turban type thing too, there is this other energy that comes into play around the mind, is what Spirit is saying, just to look out to do with this. I also feel that it's a dualistic card in that it's being both the beggar and the nobleman at the same time for some of you. So you might be flipping between periods of abundance, periods of lack of abundance. It's asking you to come to this resolution from within. There's a lot that you've been carrying. This is asking you to release any spiritual burdens, and it is that purging, shedding type energy. What we have for the future for you, Virgo, is the card of Lovers, and I feel that Spirit is really guiding and bringing towards this lover energy for you. So we can see this almost like opposites that are happening at the moment. And we know that saying opposites attract. Now, what's interesting is that we have this energy come in that feels like they're giving me the word like ordained from spirit. So we can see that there is this energy coming in. It's really interesting. It's like a meeting of the minds, a coming together of both aspects of yourself. Remember, we had before, Spirit asked to keep a foot on the earth and a foot connected to do with the air or connected to do with the mind. We do see Gemini energy with this too. Let's get you a little affirmation card. So we have challenge. Don't accept anything that doesn't feel right in your soul. So we have this card come up. So that is for my beautiful Virgos. They're asking me one more card to clarify with the Lovers deck. Yeah, look at this. So we have the Eight of Cups. There's something around at the moment connected to the Lovers card that it feels like a hermit type period. So it might be putting something on pause. There's an eclipse moment. There's a deeper inner thinking or transformational energy happening to do with looking at what it is that you want, possibly even someone walking away from a situation connected to do with this this Cups card, or looking at things from a different angle. It feels like an interpersonal journey. So remember that the Hermit goes into the cave space in order to bring about new knowledge that's not the type of knowledge that we gain within books. This is a soul knowledge energy. Yeah, we're just reading for Virgo right now. So this is really asking you to do that deeper inner work to bring this knowledge, bring this transformation out from the inner part of your soul. So really interesting energy. So that is Virgo. We will be moving on to Aries. Okay. So we've just done the earth signs. Now we're moving on to the fire signs. So we will start with Aries. Okay. Okay, Aries, it's really interesting. I just heard Leo come into it for you. So some of my Aries that are watching may be dealing with some Leos at the moment as well. I just feel those energies quite intermingled. It's almost like there's lessons for Aries to learn from Leos at the moment and lessons for Leos to learn from Aries. There's almost like this interplay type energy going on here. Hey, my Aries that are watching. So from the Psychic Tarot, we have the same card come up that we had for Virgo. We have the card of harmony. So for many of the Aries that are watching, you may be dealing with relationship stuff, things that can come up to do with this Mercury retrograde. So this is sometimes about holding our tongue through the Mercury retrograde period, because some things will come up in heated arguments. Sometimes there might be like a feeling, a change of mind, a change of heart that can come up. So let's have a look deeper into these other cards that we've got face down. I'm also getting like little tingles around the head to do with Aries too. So pay attention to spirit at the moment. It is a must to stabilize yourself, to meditate is what I'm hearing for Aries. So let's have a feel into this. There's almost like this feeling of nauseating energy come up to do with something that you may be currently going through, Aries. So it might be feeling that with this Mercury retrograde, that things that feel wrong or things that feel right, even in terms of like future, like fears that are holding us back, might make you feel a little bit unpleasantly ill or a little bit sick at the moment. I'm flipping these cards. Okay, in the past energy, now remember we were talking to do with the overall energy representing harmony, representing love, and I'm getting that sick feeling come up. So for some of you, there may have been an ending or a completion stage around love to do with this. Now remembering Mercury retrograde can be that energy of past loves returning. So paying attention to if there is anyone on the boundary, if there is anyone trying to tap back in or dial into you, this energy may come up at at this time. Now, Aries, you are showing up in your own reading in this card. So this is feeling to me like about heart energy. This is Venus and this is Aries energy. There is a cycle closing off or completion, or perhaps even that has already been done, because this is in my placement to do with the past. We will be getting to Aquarius and Leo shortly, so please stay tuned. We have the card of alchemy. Now, remember I said before that I felt that there was Aries and Leo energy connected. And funnily enough, my next sign that I'm reading for is Leo. So for some of you, there will be partnerships of the two of you connected to do with this. What I'm feeling with this too, there's an alchemization going on with you that is asking me to get some clarification. There's like an alchemization that's going on with you at the moment, Aries. Usually like you're quite headstrong, but there is a meeting of the heart coming up to do with this. So let's flip these other cards that we have and have a look. Yeah, there's this Hierophant energy coming out in reverse too. So it might be, okay, there could be someone around that feels a little bit more materialistic in nature. And I'm getting like this tap on the head coming in from spirit to ask you to look within, because we have this. We have Eight of Swords coming up. Something is asking you to go within, to ignore almost like the outside, to ignore the mental distractions, to go within. This is almost to be blind to something or to feel bound by something on a physical level. It's asking you to put one foot on the earth, one foot in the water. So this is asking you to listen to the heart and to listen to the intuition. And around this alchemy art card, we also have the Two of Pentacles. So this might be asking you to make a decision, to make a choice. Do you want something that you've had before, to do with like past cycles, past patterns, or are you willing to move towards something new? I feel that this is actually asking you to get back to the drawing board in relation to what it is that you desire to manifest. What is it that you want from your soul essence and energy is what I'm being shown with this. Towards the future, we have Prince of Cups. So there is for you some energy coming in, possibly like relationship energy coming in the future. For some of my Aries out there, there is this prince that brings like a healing to the soul. Now, I don't mean that it literally has to be male, because this can be male, female energy, but there is this energy of someone coming in to soothe the soul. But you have to get things right within yourself first before this Prince of Cups shows up. It's going to get clarification around this Prince of Cups energy. We'll flip these over. Yeah, definitely. You're working on building something big and new. So we have Three of Pentacles. So people are getting drawn to you. They're getting, they're paying attention to what it is that you're creating. It's almost like you're making something and it's piquing people's area of interest. They're like, oh, what is it that you're working on? There's this kind of energy with it. So whether you're physically sculpting or making something, or whether this is like a business, but they're telling me a lot of you are focused on yourself at the moment and focused on like your own goals and things. We have this Wheel of Fortune. I feel that this leads to a prosperous ending for you when you do work on your stuff, rather than be distracted by things outside of you. We have the World card in reverse. So for me, this is a message of something new beginning. It's like leaving one situation, because we have the Completion card, which is very similar, focusing on yourself in order to open up a new avenue and a new pathway opening up from spirit. So really interesting energy for you at the moment, Aries. Let's pick you an affirmation card. I'll just pop these back in. Okay. Hey, Jenny. Okay. Ooh, we have a beautiful sun. Now, remember I said before that I'm feeling Leo energy come up around some of you, my beautiful Aries at the moment. Look at this. Leo has come up again. We have this card of emerge. Success will come when you step into the spotlight. So we just had that actually appear in your reading too, talking about, being focused on yourself right now. We saw success in a new cycle come out. So let's get some cards for Leo. So whether you're Leo, sun, moon, rising, or Venus, this is for you. So remembering these are general readings. I do one-on-one personal readings. I do have my website, soulreader.com, also found under soulreaderpsychicreadings.com. Now, Leo, we're getting 2 cards come out of the Psychic Tarot. And yeah, I know that there's a lot of scammers and things happening on YouTube and things at the moment. So I only book personal readings through my website. So there won't be anyone else taking readings. You literally have to go to my website to book. So I know that some people are falling for scammers on some of the other channels at the moment. So for Leo, let's have a look into the Psychic Tarot and flip this. Wow, this is looking really good. There's a lot of fertility energy and things that you're birthing at the moment. I feel that there's things that you're creating, but they're coming from within. I feel that this is a new cycle for you, that you're starting to think outside of, it's weird. It's like this energy coming from a cellular level part of you, but there's like a new form of thinking. We can see this beautiful egg shape. We can see the tree of life that is in her hair too. I don't have a donation link on this website. I do have a PayPal link. I think it might be in the description of some of my other videos that I've done here. But we also have this energy of hope. But thank you so much, Silver. That's so sweet of you. So we have this energy of hope coming up with fertility. This might literally mean physical fertility for some of the Leos out there. So it could be literally being careful, because some of you may have been wanting to get pregnant for a while. We do have the energy of fertility connected with hope. Now, this does not have to mean on a physical pregnancy level. This can also mean that you've planted those seeds to do with where that you want to go in life, whether it's like your work or love life, and things are unfolding and opening up. We can see that you're birthing a new version of self. So in the center of this beautiful sun, which is Leo, this is you appearing in your own reading. We can see that there's a new person or a new kind of soul being born, or a new aspect of you. I'm a Leo, so I resonate with this as well. Let me also feel into these other cards. They're talking about higher wisdom, higher knowledge to be downloaded into the body, that there's ascension codes coming and switching on to do with this. So paying attention to these ascension codes that you might be feeling. Some of this will come through as light language. Some of this will come through as channel writing. So paying attention to your alignment to do with spirit at the moment. For Leo, I feel that messages are coming through loud and clear from spirit is the energy that I'm getting. They're talking about bringing it into your heart. And when I move towards the future, I'm actually feeling spirit stand, and there's an electricity around my head that's coming up to do with this. So let's flip these cards. Oh, yes, this is it. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups. So pay attention to your intuition. Your intuition is quite on point at the moment. We see these higher messages coming and flowing down in from spirit. This cup card represents, our feeling, our gut, our intuition, our heart. It can be to do with relationships as well. But what we see is it's coming from this moon energy at the top. We have this energy of the lotus that it's flowing down through. Now, in these cups, you would expect to find water, but in this, it's actually, congratulations, Oliver. Your sister is Leo and gave birth yesterday. So that definitely applies to her in this particular situation. So we have this Cancerian energy with this. So this is definitely about getting to the deeper feeling for Leo in this Mercury retrograde period. And I feel like there is a lot of shedding going through a lot of the signs at the moment, a lot of release, a lot of like, what is important to me? What is it that means something to my heart? What is it that it is that I'm here to do? What is it that I'm here to be in the world? Is an energy coming up, even though the water might feel, a little bit emotional with this, but this is definitely asking you to nurture yourself at the moment, especially with this fertility and hope energy. Now, what we see with this Princess of Cups energy come in presently, you are really in tune with your intuition. We see this swan on the crown chakra. We see the wisdom in the shell with the turtle, and she's bringing through in her left hand. Is this left? Yes, left hand, this medicine. She's bringing through her own medicine. You're helping to heal different things that are going on within your soul at the moment. There's really powerful transformation happening for a lot of you Leos out there. You're a foot in two worlds. So what we can see is this higher energy up here in this crystal paradigm behind her crown chakra. She's bringing it through onto the earth. There's a transformational energy come through. Now, the Princess of Cups to me is one below the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups being the card that's really related to being in touch with your higher intuition, this inner feeling of the soul, so that you're getting on track to do with these messages coming through from Spirit. We also have the Prince of Wands coming to do with future. This is an energy of moving forward from a heart-based energy. So out of all my Chariot cards, this one is the one that speaks of Leo. You're showing up again in your own reading. So Leo, pay attention to what it is that you feel within you at the moment, because it's leading you to transformation. It's leading you to good things. We see here as well that there's a lot of Phoenix energy come up to do with this. And it's one. So it's on a spiritual level. You're moving forward fast to a spiritual transformation. I don't even really feel to clarify, but we will clarify this energy. There's 3 cards that are rising up out of the deck in this particular situation. So I'm clarifying the Prince of Wands card. This is interesting. Okay, so for some of you, it might be releasing overthinking. It might be releasing a lot of like mental, the word they're giving me is stagnation around. It is King of Swords. So it might be releasing some that are very, or stepping away from overthinking type energies is what they're showing me with this. We have 6 of Cups come out in reverse. So it may be letting go of the many different choices. Now, I feel that for Leo, there's a lot of different love choices that have been around in the past, but I'm not feeling that there's particularly a lot of matches with this coming out in reverse. So this is about you working on your own inner transformation. It doesn't mean that some of the ones that are around won't be right for you in the future, but Spirit is asking you to work on yourself for now, because we have the Lovers card come up in relation to this. And I feel that when you work on yourself, you get yourself into a good place and you really bring yourself back into alignment with this heart energy, Leo, and eliminate this overthinking. Remember who you are on a soul essence. It's going to bring about not only this transformational energy, but it will bring about this new hope, this fertility energy, this love energy. I just saw Jenny say, huge overthinker here, lol, Leo. I wonder what you have connected with the rest of your signs too. That's interesting. So let's pop these ones back in the deck and we'll get an affirmation card for my beautiful Leos. Now, remembering this might even apply if you have Leo in your Venus sign too. Okay, so, oh my gosh, Leo, we have you show up again. You're coming into strength at the moment. Some of you may not see this, may not feel it. It's almost like your strength is creeping up around you. We have a merge card. Now, remember I said for Aries that some of you may be dealing with a lot of Leo energy. There's a connection with Aries and Leo is what was coming up for me when I picked the Aries cards. We have exactly the same card come out of the affirmation cards. Now, look how many there is. And this is the one that's come out again, is the card of emerge. Success will come when you step into the spotlight. So this is really asking you to tap into this inner part of yourself. But I feel that it's to bring your amazing gifts and your beauty that you bring to the world, Leo, because, you know, you have the sun shine behind you, and you're here to bring that kind of solar energy and transformation and happiness. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. This is what you're here to bring to the earth. So that's what I have for you, Leo. Sagittarius, let's have a look into what is happening for you. And they are giving me 2 cards for you out of the Psychic Tarot. Don't feel offended if I'm not picking 2 cards. I'm literally just getting guided from Spirit what to do here. So if I haven't picked 2 cards for your sign, I'm just following Spirit's being a bit more specific around it then. Okay. So we'll have the Psychic Tarot. Let's flip and see what we've got. Okay, we've got both your cards in reverse. So this is interesting. Firm foundation and throat chakra coming out in reverse. So this is for my Sagittarius. So where you may have felt that there was a firm footing, or you may have felt stability, there might have been something that you didn't speak up, and this may have felt like that you lost your footing somewhere. So this is around Mercury retrograde. So making sure that you speak what it is that you're feeling. Now, this is almost a little bit different to what we were talking about with Mercury retrograde energy in being careful what you speak. For some of my Sagittarius, I feel that this is almost like a soul thing at the moment, this challenge to speak. For some of you, you may even be experiencing throat chakra blockages where you feel that there's congestion or you feel that there's a little bit of a frog in your throat, this sort of energy coming up. So let's have a look in my other tarot cards and see what we get. So yeah, there's definitely something about like releasing the lesson. So maybe looking at the past as though it was a lesson. So they're talking about detaching from thinking that something happened to you, having a look and a reflection, almost as if you're reading a book and going, oh, so that was a lesson. It's almost like taking out the emotional charge to do with a situation or a setting, because this is coming up to do with the past. I'll flip this card, yeah. So we've got the card of prudence. Now, this came out in reverse. So where you may have felt like that you planted a seed that you wanted something to do with like longevity. And I do feel that this is either for some of you a romantic situation or perhaps a work situation, something you worked really, really hard on. And it's almost as if there was nothing you could say, or perhaps you didn't say things and the footing was swept out from underneath you. This, I feel, has come in from like a divine aspect, because we have this gold energy, we have transformational qualities of the sun, and we also have this Virgo organizational energy to this. So Virgo sometimes can be a little bit of an overthinker type energy. So it may have been that you were like overthinking the situation and spirit came in to release it for you. I will get some clarification around this. Okay, they're giving me two cards. Let's flip these. There's a High Priestess and there is the Five of Cups. So I do feel that there was something connected to do with relationship for some of you that felt like you were standing in this energy of the High Priestess. And I feel that for some of you, or attracted to someone who had this energy, and it's like placing all of your bets on them. What I mean by this is like feeling attracted to someone who perhaps had like knowledge or feels that they had things together. And I feel like there was a loss around love. Now, this could be reversed. This could be you working, having your stuff together, and then there's a loss around love. So what we see though is what's being ignored in this is Three of the Cups. So yes, there was a loss, but it's also about looking at, like what's behind you as well. There still might be choices connected to do with the past, but I feel that it's to release the lesson. Spirit is saying this really, really clearly in this particular situation. Now, there is water under the bridge. Remember that Mercury retrograde will bring back past lovers into the situation. So having a look, have you had all of the experiences? Have you tasted all of the medicine that past loves have brought you? Because Spirit is asking you to really look at the moment within, to look at how are you this High Priestess energy? How do you have this connection to higher self? With yourself. This is about a relationship to do with self. This is coming up for a few of the cards, and also the collective at the moment. So I feel no matter what the sign, to really look at your relationship with self at the moment and what that brings. Who are you in the world? Who are you on a mental level, emotional, physical? Who are you on a spiritual level is some of the energies they're giving me. So when we look into the present situation, I'm seeing a lot of yellow come up. There's a lot of getting to know yourself on a higher mental level and a mental plane, whether you're understanding the way in which you work into the world, or whether you're starting to understand even people around you, their psychology, the inner workings of their mind and how they work is what I'm seeing at the moment. With you, Sagittarius, I'm seeing it's almost like you're seeing within the matrix. So it's almost like you're perhaps like hearing words that people are saying, or you're looking into different situations and you're seeing ahead of the game. When you come into the present and you connect to who you are on a deeper level. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny's just saying, I love this message. I'm Sagittarius moon and this is resonating. So it's almost as if for my Sagittarius at the moment that you have the keys to the codes that you're seeing within the matrix. It's almost like having precog skills and gifts and abilities, that it's like, yeah, I thought that that was going to happen. And then things unfold the way that you've been shown. So let's flip that card. This is called Queen of Swords. So yeah, there is this almost like liberation at the moment to do with that higher mental faculty and capabilities that some of my Sag have. So there's a mask coming off. There's no more games being played. It's like you're able to see beyond the veil. You're able to see and cut through people's games that they're having. So let's have a look into the future. There's almost like releasing the vulnerability in this as well, which is really cool because it's not being swept or caught up in people's games and emotions. It's like, yeah, I see where this is going. And it's like you're playing one chess piece ahead of the game. So where I'm seeing this go for the future, there's like all this interesting energy coming up around sinuses, where for me, this is about psychic senses. I'm also feeling like energies around stomach acupuncture points with this. So for some of my Sag, this is to look into your diet because it's connected with your psychic abilities at the moment. So for some of you, it might be upgrading your diet. It might be getting onto foods that are more alkaline, that are more highly charged electrical conductivity, because if you're wanting to see within this spiritual and psychic grid that we have, we need to like update the physical operating system. So we have the card of defeat come up to do with future. So I definitely feel that this is asking us to look into our physical operating system and how we're plugged into this matrix. Because for me, this energy around this inverted pentagram looks very much like matrix energy. And we want to increase our chances of not being caught up in this matrix energy is what I'm being shown. So that's definite confirmation. Let's get some clarification quickly around this. Yeah. Oh, okay, definitely what we were just saying. I feel that there's tears with this that are coming. Sometimes for me, when I get tears come into the left eye, or this feeling of crying when I touch a card, this is literally connected to the universe, connected to God coming in. So I feel that this is a message that it's like being handed the keys to the matrix and being asked to look within, because we have the Two of Swords being released with this. So this is about going beyond duality. This is asking you to step beyond the bounds of the mind, to look beyond where you feel that you only have limited choices to create something. This is, we had the Ten of Swords come out as well. So this may be releasing different things from the past, not letting them program and dictate how the future will be. And we have this coming from Spirit. We have Ace of Cups come in reverse. So for me, with some of the cards, when they come in with a feeling of Spirit. Now this with the tears definitely came in as a feeling coming in from Spirit. So we have Ace of Cups come in. This is a new opportunity around love, around relationships, around a personal commitment to self is what I'm seeing in this situation. So we will get an affirmation card for you in a second. I hope that makes sense to Sagittarius. Okay. Got the sun going down. It's beautiful out here. Okay. And my affirmation that I have for Sag, we have this beautiful moon energy come up with this. So we have this one. Now, what's interesting, this has the exact same message that we just had come up in the other cards. Look at this. That was that Two of Swords energy that we had come up, and how they were saying that you can see within sort of the bounds of the matrix and outside of it. So see not with your eyes, but with your soul. Trust in yourself to know the answer. So see with your eyes, not see with your soul, not just with your eyes. Now, these are Affirmations, Words of Inner Wisdom by Lorraine Anderson. That's that particular deck, if anyone's looking for what deck I was using. So let's have a look for Libra. Now, remembering if it is your sun, moon, or rising, or if you're cross-watching for someone else, or perhaps it's maybe your Venus sign. So you might want to share with some of my beautiful Libras that are out there right now. Libra, this one. Okay. There's a sense or a feeling, Libra, of wanting to like click things into place with you. There's a lot that you've been carrying. There's perhaps like other burdens that are not even yours that you're carrying at the moment. Spirit is just like shaking it out is the energy of what I feel. Oh, thank you, Chrissy. Hi, Fiona. Yes, that is interesting. Fiona saying, interesting that you couldn't see the words on that card. True, that is interesting. It's almost like that deeper message again to go within. So for Libra energy, we have partnerships and alliance come up. Now, what's interesting is I had this come up in reverse. So I feel that there's possibly, now remembering we talked before about not, how would I say, being careful around contracts and agreements and signing different things at the moment. So Spirit is asking you to almost like pause and take heed when it comes to contracts and agreements and signings at the moment. Let's see what we have with these other cards. Yeah, I'm getting a tap on the head from Spirit, and they're just like, halt, pause in regards to these situations and things. So we have Queen of Wands come up to do with the past. I feel that this is you on point to do with your intuition. It's almost like some things may have been proven to you from your own intuition. So it's like, oh, I kind of knew that was going to happen. Why didn't I trust my intuition? Why didn't I trust that inner knowing or that sense or that feeling? So Queen of Wands, this is a lesson about overcoming your fear. This is a lesson about being in control of your fear. So look at where you've let fear control you in the past. Thank you, Silver. So Silver just said, I just bought the Syrian Star Journey on iTunes. I cannot wait to listen to it while I'm working out at the gym. Thank you. That one is actually a really good one to do before bedtime or when you want to go into like more of an astral travel type situation. But do pose questions that you have for yourself. And have a pen and paper ready to write down the insights and answers, because you can set the Syrian Star Journey. You can gear it towards traveling to different off-world places, traveling or connecting and meeting with spirit guides, things like that. So for my Libra, there is something connected to do with you trusting and your own inner confidence coming up to do with this Mercury retrograde. So this is about shedding of illusion is what I'm being shown in relation to this. So let's have a look to do with the present situation around this Mercury retrograde energy. There's this feeling of, I'm feeling like this uncomfortableness under the chest or under near the rib cage. It almost feels like a pinching around this. Whether you're feeling pressured or squeezed at the moment to make decisions, you don't have to decide anything right now is what they're showing me. So you may have felt like that there's been a lot of pressure on you to make decisions or to make agreements, different things like this. They're showing me this is about releasing stress. You put a lot of pressure on yourself. So yeah, we have Knight of Discs come up to do with this. Something may have felt like a long journey. It may feel like there's a pressure for things to be over. You don't need to rush anything. Let's get some clarifying cards for you, Libra, around this. Okay. I'm still getting that there might be some of my Libras out there that have that little bit of neck pain or feeling to stretch it out, this type of energy. So I feel that Spirit's just saying, pay attention if this is you and you're reading this Libra energy, whether it's for you cross-watching for someone else, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising, or your Libra in Venus. So let's have a look at this clarification. Yeah, okay, this is interesting. So what we have with the clarification about what we've spoken about already, and especially with feeling the pause, there's more things to come to the surface that have not been exposed yet, or perhaps that we can't see. The moon is coming up. So the moon comes up to do with like, you know, the shadow work to come up, to shed light onto something, to perhaps bring things out of darkness. So there might be something that's still coming to the surface that you don't know yet, but trust your intuition, trust your feeling, because when you do, you'll be relieved. There is a celebration energy. This is almost like the prelude to the Lovers card come up, or sometimes this can also represent a new foundation or a new step forward towards happiness with this, or a celebration. The other energy that we have is Ten of Pentacles. So definitely pay attention to this energy, this little voice within you, this intuition. It feels really powerful at the moment. So give yourself that power. pop these back in. Spirit's asking me to do that. And we will read for the card to do with now there's a hesitancy when I check in to do with the energy with this. There's this feeling of, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to look into the future yet. So if this is feeling like you, or there's even the opposite feeling of I just wish that things would hurry up. There's almost this inner conflict or inner frustration. Now, Spirit is giving me weird finger feeling in the middle finger on the right hand side. You may be feeling to give the middle finger to someone around you at the moment, or to a situation. I'm just hearing Spirit giggle around this. So this might be just to a couple of particular Libras in general, but I'm feeling this almost like a spike in the middle finger type situation around this. So let's flip this card. Yeah, so what we're getting is the Magnus energy in reverse. So what's interesting is the lead up to the card of the Magnus for me is the card of the Fool. So the Fool has to go on a journey. The Fool has to be open-eyed in wonderment with the world and just really living the present moment. Because what's happening if we try and rush this situation, the Magnus comes out in reverse. So we don't want to be matched with a situation that isn't for our best and highest good. So I will get some clarification around this. And see what Spirit is telling us around this situation with the Magnus energy. Okay, so we have the High Priestess. This is the same message that came out for one of our other cards, exactly the same 3 cards, I think. So we have the High Priestess come out, and we have the 5 of Cups come out, and we have the 2 of Wands. Spirit is trying to say, please look into the higher aspect of what is good for you, what is the best situation, because we have this 5 of Cups energy come up, which might feel that there's a plateau or a limit of choice at the moment. Spirit's asking you to go within, because a lot of the options that you have presenting or coming up for you at the moment might be almost of equal energy or identical, or it might sort of seem like the same. They're giving me the word same. It's asking you almost to go in, to be blindfolded, to sit there, to reflect, to meditate. Yeah. It's moving away from a painful situation for some of you. And we've got this. Don't be glamorized by different situations that show up. Really look into the soul aspect of that is what we're getting. So yeah, paying attention to your feelings, even though you might be hearing words from certain individual situations, taking heed when it comes to signing contracts and agreements. And let's pick you an affirmation card, Libra. Our next one is Aquarius, so good timing, Mariah. So for Libra, the affirmation that I have for you, and we have this lotus on the back. How pretty is this? And it says, empower. There's space for you. There's space for me. There's space for all. Let us empower each other. Now, I really feel this is tapping into your point of empowerment that we were hearing about, going within. So I feel that just echoes that. Let's have a look for Aquarius. Now, we had one just come out and stick to the table. Let's have a look what they want us to go towards for Aquarius. I feel this pull, almost going backwards for me. Aquarius, this feels like a journey of almost like plant medicine. And what I mean by this is there's a journey here that feels like it's pulling me into a portal of energy. I feel for a lot of you right now, there is high spiritual portal energies around you. There's different places that perhaps your mind has not gone before. Now, this does not have to mean physical plant shamanic journey, this plant medicine. This can also mean to do with meditation, to do with breath work, to do with baths and different things. Awesome, Phil. Yeah, there is, for some of you, there may be the plant medicine question arising to do with this Mercury retrograde energy. Being very careful because we are in Mercury retrograde. So let's have a look. Look at this, love begins. Now this to me looks like a journey through the heart or through a portal. And what we see is this rainbow, which to me represents the Antakarana. It represents that energy that we start out before, where as a soul, in this physical vessel, this physical body. Yeah, I feel that this represents something opening up. For me, when I see a double rainbow, it is portal opening. So there is that portal energy that we talked about, because what we see is this rainbow up here and the rainbow on the earth, and the bowl, the cup, the intuition, the heart is telling us to go within. So there we have that energy play out. Let's have a look into these other cards. This is so interesting. The energy that I'm getting, I'm seeing and feeling like a lot of healing type energy come up to do with Aquarius, really using this time so wisely to do with healing and to do with like the inner work. Because I feel that spirit is really standing so strong with you. I feel that your guides, ascendant masters, and a lot of your spirit team are really working with you quite strongly. So you might even want to get pen and paper. You might want to like tap in and get that inner channel to come out as well. There might even be the guidance to work with a lot of crystals for you at the moment too, and working with pendulum work. So for those of you that are not too familiar with pendulums, I have one just here. So generally you will get the pendulum to start out still, and you will ask it to show your yes, and it'll move in one particular circle or back and forth, and you'll ask it to show you no. So I feel that this is about you working with your gifts and things. Now, what I'm being shown in regards to around past is I feel that there's a lot of yellow. Yellow for me is a color of study, education, learning. What I'm seeing with this yellow in particular was that there was a lot of learning to do with the mind, but it wasn't necessarily like listening to your heart or listening to like your heart's intuition or wisdom. It's almost like there's a lot of mind chatter, and that's distracting from going to the heart. With this new journey, this love begins, it's asking you to get to the heart. So let's flip this. Yeah, look at this. Oh, this is very exciting to do with what I said, to do with like the shamanic or the plant journeys. Now this has come up to do with past. We are reading ahead of time for Mercury Retrograde. So this medicine, this journey might be coming up for you right now. Now, this can be a journey of the soul. So this to me is what I call the choose your own adventure card. So with this choose your own adventure card, this is asking to go to like spirit, to asking to go to like the mind or that connection with the universe, with higher self, to get the inspiration, to get the answers from here. This is a portal opening. So we're getting a matchup with the energy spirit is telling us and the cards that are coming out. So with this, sometimes it's not going like left, being wrong over going right. This is what I talk about, like the choose your own adventure ones. If you've watched me read with these cards before, you'll hear me talk about the story of choose your own adventure. Turn to page 38 and we go down to the beach, or, page 48 and we go down to, the cave or the river. This is not about like right or wrong. This is about getting to that spiritual essence of who you are and choosing you. This is about being in the now. This is about being connected to source. It's about being connected to spirit. Now let's see where this is taking you. In the card of the present, we have the card of futility, which is Seven of Swords. Sometimes this can represent conflict. It represents tuning into your own energy above and over everyone else's. Really interesting. It's Aquarius. Some of you might be bringing back information or higher knowledge from this shamanic journey or the shamanic process that you're going through at the moment. I'm feeling this whole reading for Aquarius, this very like back and forth pendulum energy. Spirit is really directing and moving you on your path at the moment. So this is about clearing the mind. It's about clearing anything that's not for you. Some things that are coming up are distraction at the moment. With this sword energy, it's a lot of mental energy. This is learning about how to kind of like matrix style drop the swords that are floating in the air around you. This is about like deflecting and making yourself of importance at the moment. When we get to the future, the energy that I'm seeing, it feels to me like the energy of the star. What I mean by this is that higher aspect of Aquarius. This is about tuning into the message of the universe so that you can bring this forth to help teach others on the planet. Now, we have the Princess of Discs with this. Now, remembering that I just said that we also have the message of the star come up from spirit. So if we combine the energies of the star with the Princess of Discs, this is about getting higher inspiration to change the world. So for many of you, this is that channeling energy that we talked about. Now, at the base of her wand, where this gold energy is coming out, we have this octahedron energy. For me, the octahedron represents manifestation. It represents us planting that desire, planting that seed, and letting it come into fruition, letting it manifest. And this speeds up the process of manifestation. So there's a very Aries energy with this as well. Which is really interesting because that's that kickstart fire energy that we have with this. But I do feel the energy of change. Let me just get some clarification, because we also have this energy of the yin yang that's on the shield. This is to establish a balance for a lot of you, Aquarius, and we are in the age of Aquarius. A lot of you are helping to reestablish balance back on the planet. Like, I'm seeing this as part of your soul mission is coming up in this reading. Now we have the Nine of, this just echoes everything I was just saying. We have the Nine of Wands. You're reestablishing these energies on the planet. You're helping humanity to remember like why we're here at this particular point in time. A lot of you are here to remind us of our sovereignty. Now you may be feeling like a little bit wounded or a little bit like you've done this all yourself. There is the Knight of Swords energy coming in to assist and coming in to help. These are also new ideas about how you can action things, because for me this is sort of like the card of action too. And then we have the Six of Wands coming out in reverse. So where we want to feel this period of celebration or kind of moving towards something, there's like a plateau type energy around this at the moment for some of the Aquarius. Now I feel this is in relation to the outside world or the outside reflection. Spirit's asking me to pick a card to look at when you come at it from like an inner aspect. What is it that we get? Okay, yeah, this is cool. So they're telling you to not look at what is, but to look at where you build from that spiritual avatar point of view, what can manifest. This is so cool. Okay, Two of Wands. This is asking you to create your own destiny, to go within to that higher place. This is the energy of the Fool, which is all about the journey. This is not about like the end game. This is literally the journey that you're on in the moment to do with the future. So cool message that we have there. Let's get you an affirmation card. Forgive. And this is the picture with forgive. We have this beautiful rose, this heart energy with arrows and feathers. It's a very shamanic quality as well. Where is it? Pain, hurt, anger, heartache. These are chains holding you back. For free yourself, forgive. Hey, ciao from Italy. I see you there. I have some beautiful friends in Italy. Okay, let us see what we have for Gemini. Okay. You can hear the birds in the background, just singing a song. I'm sorry, I don't speak Italian. You might have to get a friend to translate. I need to look for a translator to find, maybe there's like a Google Translate I can plug in. I can order coffee in Italian. That's about it. Okay, so this is for Gemini. Now, Gemini, remembering that this Mercury retrograde is also a Gemini energy, which is Mercury's home too. So this might be quite a strong one for you. One just flipped out. I'm also hearing it's empowering. Oh, we've got two more come out. Oh, no, there's like a whole heap coming out. Okay, some of these have come out face up, so I will read them face up, but the first one has come out face down. So for you, Gemini, what I'm feeling with this, we need to tune into Psychic Tarot, wisdom. So we can see that there's this inner wisdom that you're bringing at the moment, which is, I'm so feeling this too, that this is about tapping into the inner wisdom, not only of the mind, because like we're getting into this mercurial head, this is about tapping into, I feel that you're on a journey of transformation at the moment, Gemini. I'm even feeling like tears being shed to do with spirit around this. So this journey might have felt like you've hiked up a mountain or you've hiked up these stairs is what I'm seeing. I just keep hearing the word journey. You've been on a journey. So in relation to the past, the card that we get, the feeling, I'm getting a sore mid-back. So this may have felt like that you had to depend on yourself, that you may have had no one to depend on in regards to support. So let's flip this card. Yeah, look at this, the Hermit energy. So this is that energy very similar to this wisdom. So this is about, and what we see in both these situations is the sun. So the sun is not only in the wisdom card, but it's held within the lantern of the Hermit. So there's something within that others haven't been there to support you within around the past. You've had to go within, you've had to tap in to your own inner knowledge, your own wisdom, to really retrieve what it is that you need to shine and illuminate on your path and on your world. You're shining the light on your own path. No one can do this for you. Now we're getting a Four of Swords, which is a truce energy. This is sort of like being met at a crossroad. Now with this, I feel that this can be read sort of similar either way. Now this is the Jupiter expansion energy with Libra. Jupiter is coming in to expand. So it's going to help you to shine light on the path. The energy that we have around is, it's almost like the silence within the chaos. It's going into the heart while everyone else is in the mind is the energy that I'm feeling with this. We have the Ace of Swords come out in reverse. So I do feel that there's perhaps spirit hiding different solutions and different things. I feel that there's not perhaps like the answer that you want just yet. It feels like a journey. It feels like a process. For many of you, you're still hiding within the cave. You're still getting in contact with this higher knowledge, this higher energy, but it will lead to alchemy. It will lead to art. You're creating, you're building something new. This is a fusion of, body, mind, and spirit coming together. There's transformational phoenix energy. This is about tapping into this inner hidden wisdom that you hold. For many of you, this is about being the portal. I'm going to get some clarification around this because I feel that this is quite a clear reading, but I want to know more around this transformation energy. We'll flip these cards. Yeah, this is cool. Okay. So there's going to be a lot more choice. And spirit is going to be testing you is the energy that I feel with this. So we have this Five of Swords, the Six of Cups. That was a Freudian slip, wasn't it? So for some of you, there might be a Five of Swords feeling that you feel mentally stuck or almost imprisoned in the mind. But for some of you, this future energy will be leading to a Six of Cups. So almost like feeling of gifting to yourself, or perhaps you've gone within to make these changes. This may also bring a King of Swords type energy. The King of Swords kind of like knows what he wants and has a direct communication with spirit, with the intellect, with the mind. But we do have this Five of Pentacles come up. So if you haven't closed off or finished off a situation from the past, perhaps be prepared that this might come up for you. So if you're seeing things return, because Mercury retrograde brings up things that we haven't perhaps finalized or finished looking at, we'll bring it to our attention so that we can heal it and move on from this situation. So challenge. Don't accept anything that doesn't feel right in your soul. And we have this looking sort of symbol with this, which is about creation. This is about you creating your future, not accepting what is. Go within, keep looking deeper, keep striving deeper is the message that I have for you. So let's look into Pisces. So we're going into our water signs. Thanks, Phil. I hope that resonated for you. Interesting one, hey, for Aquarius. All right. So my beautiful water signs, Pisces. What do we need to know for Pisces going into Mercury retrograde energy? 2 cards for Psychic Tarot. I did hear the word fish out of water. So for some of you, it may be feeling like either a fish in a hot frying pan or a fish out of water type situation. Now they are giving me 4 cards for you. So having a look, for some of you Pisces, you may have gotten yourself into a little bit of trouble. You may have put your foot in your mouth, and I just saw 333. There was 4 threes in a row on my counter I've got here. So perhaps some of you may be seeing number synchronicities. I'm not 100% sure of what 333 is. I would have to look that up. But for some of you out there that are Pisces, this may resonate. Let's flip these cards from the Psychic Tarot. Triumphant success, rest, and rejuvenate. So yeah, interesting energy that we're getting with this fish in the frying pan and this hot water type situation. They're showing me to turn it down, turn down the simmer, stop putting your foot in your mouth, stop getting yourself in trouble, is the energy I'm seeing with Pisces to do with the past. There is a lesson to be learned around this in order to avoid it going into the future. Let's flip these cards. Yeah, definitely past. We've got the moon. So this is that energy of shedding light so that you can birth something new. We have the Hermit card come up with this. I feel that this is perfect in this situation. I just saw Joshua say, where is platform 9 3/4? If you find it, let me know, because I will be running at that wall with you for my Harry Potter fans. Yeah, there's something that the moon comes in to illuminate, doing the deeper shadow work, going within, kind of like pausing at the moment, is going to help keep you out of trouble. But I also feel that it's to say to others, hey, I just need a timeout, is the energy that I'm seeing with this at the moment, because there's something deeper. There's another path that you can take that has less trouble on it, is what I'm feeling for you at the moment. I also feel that there's a bit of healing work that some of you are going through at the moment. You are in a process of transformation. I keep seeing like a spiral or like a wheel turning to. For some of you, it may be like, I just dealt with that feeling, or I just dealt with that emotion. It's really like asking the body, why is this emotion coming up? What is the lesson in this for some of you? Yeah, look at this. We have the card of pleasure and we have the card of strength. When you work with these energies, you go within, it leads to 6 of Cups, which is pleasure. But this is all about going into a higher aspect of it. And we have the card of strength. This is the sun energy that we were talking about. This is that connection to spirit. That's that connection to your own higher self. This is transformative Sagittarius energy. You need to step outside the mind in order to manifest from like a higher perspective or higher mindset. But first you must go within and go in to that quiet time. Now they're just giving me 2 cards to clarify with this situation. Okay, yeah, stop rushing it. So we have the 8 of Wands come out in reverse. Usually when we get 8 of Wands come out upright, this is like energy that's fast moving, fast changing. This is coming out in reverse. They're asking you to slow down. I'm even hearing a swear word. Slow the F down is what I'm hearing, to get some of the Pisces to pay attention. Spirit's sort of joking with that, but they're like, whoa, slow down, hold your horses, which is kind of what we have coming with Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles brings us a new opportunity, something new that we've perhaps not seen before. So, but we need to slow down in order to realize this. Now, the energy that we have come up for you with the affirmations, we have this beautiful hand of protection and this energy of give. Give someone all of the things that you wish that someone had given to you. But I feel that this is actually asking you to look at yourself from a third-party situation. If you could give yourself the world, or you could give yourself everything, what is it that you would give yourself? That's the energy that I'm feeling with this. So Scorpio, we are moving on to you. Let's get a card from the Psychic Tarot. Okay, for some of my Scorpios, there's 2 cards that are coming up from the Psychic Tarot. For some of my Scorpios, it may be feeling a bit of frustration at the moment. It might be feeling that, like, you're like, oh, why are things taking so long? Why are things not happening right now? Is a little bit of the energy. Oh, we just had a card fall out that I'm getting for you. Okay, let's turn over the Psychic Tarot. Yeah, base chakra. Oh my God, patience. So what did we just say? We just talked about like feeling a bit of frustration. Now, this is on a very physical level. So whether there's been something that you're trying to make happen and there's this frustration of it's just not happening, Mercury retrograde is coming in to slow things down, to see everything in regards to this situation is what I'm being shown. So let's have a look with this. Yeah, I'm seeing this energy of the sun and the moon come in to illuminate things that are perhaps hidden from you. It's like in wanting to rush and wanting to move forward, there's this energy of missing all of the finer details. And it's kind of like signing the contract and reading the fine print after is what I'm being shown with this. So let's have a look. I'll flip these cards. Yeah, look, change coming out. So this is to do with the past too. Now this represents a positive change. It represents expansion. It represents Capricorn type energy. So you may have had that initial feeling of change and then things have slowed down. So it's kind of like you've planted the seed because we have that come up in the patience, but yet things feel at a standstill for the moment. And this is so interesting because when I switch my hand into the energy looking forth into the near present, there's this energy of calmness. There's an energy of turning the pot right down. There's an energy of clarity that comes in. So definitely step into a meditative type energy because it's going to bring clarity for you at the moment. It's going to help bring you into this place of stillness, that it's like all these things become illuminated around you and you start to see the truth. You start to see how things work in regards to you, with you, and around you. So yeah, look at this. The Knight of Swords coming in reverse. So it's almost like you get this higher mental epiphany or this higher mental communication coming in from spirit that is just like, check out this, look at this. So when I start to read towards the near future, this is interesting. I always just say things exactly as I see it. I'm seeing this Pac-Man energy come in. For some of you, this might be like calling in your spiritual cleanup crew to remove things that are of like a lower negative energy. It might also be about doing a smudging of energies around future stuff. We have Princess of Cups. This is definitely that feeling of being connected and seeing and feeling everything from like a different point of view. There's higher knowledge and information coming in that she is bringing onto the physical plane. Let's get some clarification cards around this. We are getting taken to these three. I can hear kookaburras in the background. They're saying good night. Yeah, Queen of Cups, definitely. Princess of Cups leading into Queen of Cups for clarification. Definitely go within. Definitely trust your intuition. There's something that they're trying to take you away from. They don't want you to have any more sadness, any more pain, any more hurt. You've had enough of that. They're wanting to take you towards love. So really powerful message. I don't even feel that this is just to do with love. I feel that this is taking you towards your best and highest potential. This is the quantum jump that you've been asking for. This is the platform 9 3/4, as Joshua was saying. So definitely go within for the messages. Stop trying to make things happen so fast. Calm down is the energy that I've got with this, so that spirit can illuminate everything around that is perhaps lurking in the shadows, hiding in the background, not fully exposed just yet. So let us have a look. Where are we up to? Okay. Oops, I think I've just lost place of where I was up to in regards to reading. I think we are up to, we just read for Pisces. We're up to Scorpio. Let's get an affirmation card for Pisces as well. We've got the card of give. We just had this just before. I'm sure we did. So it says, give someone all of the things that you wish that someone had given to you. Wow. Okay. So that is also for the collective, I feel. So Chrissy is saying, wonderful to hear. I feel drawn to some serious self-love right now. That is so good. So let us read for Scorpio. Okay. I'm just going to flip this Psychic Tarot. So we've got movement, choices, and decision coming up. And this is in reverse as well. So I feel that it is like a standstill energy. I do feel that whether we just read for Scorpio, sorry guys, when I'm channeling, it's hard to remember exactly what I've just done. But yeah, I feel that there's this energy of pause. So yeah, let me know if you are a Scorpio, because there is this energy of pause, to be there in the here and the now. Now, what I'm feeling for this, when I tap into the cards, I'm seeing yellow come up. So there is lessons and different things, but I do feel that it's this message coming in from spirit. So whether I just read for Scorpio, but there's an energy similar to the last reading. So we have the Chariot come up. Look at this. This is that inner connection with self. There is that golden armor protecting the heart. We can see that this is Cancerian energy. Now, the Chariot usually means moving forward, but what we see is that they're moving forward, but they're moving forward in connection with self and moving forward in connection with, this solar plexus heart energy. So I'm just going to flip these other cards that we've got. Yeah, this is a similar message. So we have the card of gain come out in reverse. The energy is asking you at the moment to go within, because anything that's around you currently doesn't feel that it leads to the best and highest good. I feel it's more of like same type energy. Future, we get Queen of Wands. So this is getting to the best and highest spiritual knowing and outcome potential to do with this. This is about using your intuition. It's about taming your fear. It's about seeing that higher knowledge, access to those other realms. Let us see clarification-wise what we have. Yeah, it might be a tower moment for a few of you if you don't pay attention to spirit talking about going within, to really get yourself to that place of higher knowing and higher knowledge. Oh, hey, Jan. So yeah, we have the tower moment. There might be some things that have been purged out of your life, some things that have felt that they're at a standstill, or felt like, even like for some of you, there might be like feeling that you've had the cold shoulder, that there may have been people that have cut you out, but I actually feel that it's for your best and highest good in the long term. So you may have been seeing some of these tower moment people, which sometimes can also be like the devil card come up. So it might be some people that have addictions, or perhaps have not so good intentions around. I feel that some of these are being removed, but it's asking you to go within, so that you see the truth and what people really want around and of you. It is leading to the Queen of Pentacles. So it's leading to something solid. When you really go within, you start to get rewarded. We have Queen of Wands show up, Queen of Pentacles show up. So you're really starting to get rewarded when you pay attention to your inner guidance, your inner messages. It's really a pattern breaking time for you, is what I'm seeing. It's doing things from, oops, we just had a card fall out. We had the Hermit come up. So this is definitely go within, is what Spirit's saying in regards to this. So let us put these back in and we'll get an affirmation for you. I just saw the Star card come up, even though I'm shuffling, putting them away. So this is definitely go within for higher knowledge and to bring it to transform on the physical planet. Okay. So in the affirmation, so Chrissy is saying, yeah, perfect. Time to take that inner journey onto the next step to help me move on the physical plane. Definitely, it's like using that higher guidance or that inner heart to transform your journey and what manifests and what shows up around you on the physical plane. So we have the card of listen for you, Scorpios, and it has this beautiful picture. Oops, where's my camera? There. So it says, there is a light present in all things that is in a language that transcends the words of any man. Listen with your heart. So they're asking me to read this again. So listen. And they're also telling me to read number 39. This may be significant for some of you, whether you're 39 or whether that's your special number. They're just saying pay extra attention. Listen. There is a light present in all things that is a language that transcends the words of any man. Listen to your heart. So again, the affirmations are echoing the energy of what we've been shown. So my final reading for the night is Cancer. Last but not least, definitely. Okay. So we have 2 cards come out of the Psychic Tarot. So please share this with any of my beautiful Cancerian energies and Cancerian people out there. For some, you may even be reading or watching this reading for a Cancerian dog. I'm seeing this cute little dog show up. So whether you're also looking for animal sign, I've not been shown that before, even though I do work with animals. I particularly have clients show up to do with racehorses for some reason. Let's flip the cards of the Psychic Tarot. So we've got mental conflict come up for Cancer, and we have wisdom come up. So there might be a certain glamour coming up at the moment to do with like what you're being shown. This is about being seen through illusions. This is also possibly that you've compartmentalized things instead of listening to the wisdom of your heart, which is a transformative energy. So it's a little bit of Gemini energy, Mercury energy with this. So let's have a feel into these other cards. For some of you, now this won't be everyone, I'm feeling like a feeling coming to do with like neck and chest area, and possibly like jaw, lymphatic area. So for some of you, they're just saying to pay attention if this is you. Now you may be watching for someone else that is this sign as well, the Cancer sign. So what I'm being shown with this is there's a sense of stillness, there's a sense of floating on the river that you're being asked to go on at the moment, a journey to do with transcendence. Let's flip this. Actually, just give me to flip all of them. We have the card of defeat. So this is that inner mental conflict that we had come up in this situation, which has led to disappointment in the present. So there might have been something that you overthought, or perhaps like feeling like that you were almost imprisoned by your own mind in a way, or your own thoughts, possible like repeated thoughts, repetitive thoughts. Let's get some clarification around this because it's come up with the 2 different decks. So flip the Psychic Tarot. Yeah, okay. They're definitely asking you to go within. This is so interesting how we can read for all the different signs and we'll get similar messages come up in the collective. So if we look at the matrix as a blueprint for collective consciousness, there's different aspects and different conjunctions that this is bringing up, not only astrologically, but also for us this month. So we can see that we have the card of the Hermit come up. This is asking you to go within to bring about that intuition, that wisdom, that change. It's a soul transformation energy. When you guys get this and you get it on a deep level, I feel that it's forever changing the way that you work. And I feel that this is why this is coming up for some of you. We have the card of the Emperor come up as well. This is about not bowing down to certain energies, I feel, in this situation, because you have worked so hard. We have the 7 of Discs here. This is a time to stop and reflect on how much you have worked on yourself, but also looking at the job is not fully done yet. We do have completion come up to do with the future. So it's that work in process at the moment. Let's have a look for these other ones. Page of Cups. Yeah. And then we have 6 of Cups and we have King of Swords. So with working on yourself, it is bringing about a new opportunity, possibly to do with love or to do with your intuition and your innermost feelings, leading to, we have this youthful energy in this 6 of Cups. It's almost like a new energy coming from the death of the old. And there's a little bit of childlike wisdom with this. So I feel that this is about gratitude. This is about counting your blessings for what you have and not being stuck in a negative mindset from, what has been, and the disappointment that's let you down at the past, the defeat that's let you down in the past, because this will bring about King of Swords. This will bring about something that's much more aligned to you on a higher soul or spiritual level. Let us have a look for an affirmation for you. Oh, we have a dream catcher one. This is pretty. Look at this. This is the card of dream. And it says, every single thing you own was once a fragment, or is it a figment? This is my dyslexia. Everything that you own was once a figment of someone's imagination. So this is really talking about you stepping into the creator energy, discarding and letting go of thoughts that are keeping you trapped or feeling imprisoned, and starting to count your gratitude, starting to count your blessings so that you can set up a new future. You can start to be this hermit that brings your own knowledge, your own intuition, and your own wisdom onto this future path. So this is what I have for all of my signs for the Mercury retrograde period. Feel free to go back and rewatch as we go through and travel through this Mercury retrograde, because sometimes you will find that, you know, what might not apply one day, you'll feel drawn to watch and you're like, oh, wow, that just happened yesterday. So yeah, really interesting energies that we have for the 29th of May to the 22nd of June, remembering that we do have the 2-week shadow period that will come up before and after that. So we're currently in Mercury shadow now. For those of you that wish to book a private reading with me, I have the link below. You can only book through my website. There are people on YouTube that impersonate or pretend to take bookings and things like that. I will never do that. I only ever take bookings through my website. You will have my booking page come up. Unfortunately, I am booked out until around end of July, start of August at this period of time. I highly recommend my 2-hour readings, which are the quantum jump readings, which help to take you from things that you feel stuck or feel hindered by, to look at all of the different situations going on in life and how can we quantum jump you to your best and highest potential. So I highly recommend those readings. But thank you. I'm sending you all so much love, and thank you for joining me tonight.